Us wishing we had the gigs, those granddaddies singing in the mud and all. I wasn't a swamp stomper that night. I wasn't blue-eyed grass. I was dreaming about doubloons and cutlasses and buccaneers and earrings. The turtle sleeps in the mud. The shad lays his eggs in a pop ball. I snapped my finger to the music so long my arms got tired. Jimmy danced. One of them was named Willie. He had the spoons. The young colt will never rise. I see long meadows of white as long as the clear fields in a dying horse's eye. One time I saw Buchanan down on Beale. He said he heard a woman in Clarksdale stabbed Johnny Lee in the heart in his sleep. I like to lie down in shallow water and pee on myself. I think I got worms in my belly. I got a 0 on the test, a big F with a red circle around it. The question was, what do you know about current events? I put down, I know Elvis Presley lives up the street 10 houses. I know my sister's godmother is Luis Fazenda. I know mother stayed in Hollywood with her and Hal Wallace a long time ago. I know she is secretly an actress. I know she went to the Rose Bowl with Clark Gable and Carol Lambert. I know they played Oh Johnny, How You Can Run. Tennessee got beat. I know Captain's courageous. I know Gary Cooper's name is Frank. I know Morocco, Matty Harry lives lives of a Bengal Lancer, Sergeant York, the Mark of Zorro, the Gaucho, we saw it in a tent. I know Streetcars of Desire and all the Tarzan. Moby Dick, Gunga Din, Midsummer's Night Dream was like me. I know I have read all those men's books that we had. I am a fugitive from a chain gang, the crazy piano player, red slippers. I know the girl feeling the kiss in the mirror. I know the bracelet on the wrist in the tomb. I know the horse head nebula in Orion. I know the elders. I know Wallace Beery is not Pancho Villa. I know the melody of the song sung in the boat. I know Mother had an opera, Don Juan the Lover. The sleep in the tree, Daddy makes us live like the crew in a shack or a tent. I know about the history and culture of Europe and America. I know how the carpetbaggers and scallywags brought the colored people to town, head down over a horse. I know the rich are the only ones that had any good old days. I know the black swan. I know the past they do. I know drunk women shooting their husbands on Saturday night. I know what is under the cloak. I know the swordsman Miyamoto Musashi. I know the Ai, the Daito, the Shoto, the Iori Doshi, the Tanto. I know 47 wave men came from the left to the right. I know the disgrace and death of Lord Asano. I know the rings of Saturn and the moons of Jupiter. I know the black seed. I know Pip Leg keeps a watch in the buzzard's nest. I know the captain of the ghost ship. I know the cockeye with the bucket under his stump. I know I had to stay after school every day for a month on account of somebody's lie. I know if you ask them a question, they'll tell you a lie. I know all about that shit. I know what some men can't know they know. I know the scoundrels and cowards prey on one another. I pray for all. I know the discounted stories. I know for those I love, I'll swim to hell and back. I know some by signs, others by whispers. I know I'd rather take it on the chin than get it in the back. I know Firth was a pack rat. I know I will never swear on a pact of lies. I know Banquo says fly. I know there is such a thing as the St. Francis River. I know Gulliver's horses. I know Daddy is a mathematician. I know Mother was a communist. I know the wisest men in the world are a Chinaman and Harpo Marx. They never say a word. I know the crowds sometimes like maggots. I know the rusty knife buried in the tree. I know Beowulf probably looked in the mirror at himself every morning, just like all the other so-called heroes. I know the bumps on the humpback's face. I know about the blood-stained flour sack. I know the sunken zeros and the bones, photographs in the cockpit. I know wherever I go I will return. I know Robert Burns. I know life is already giving me its no-count gifts. It is always slipping. The wooden horse into my gate at night. I know the bushwhacked animals, the hoodwinked girls. I know the exiled lover. I know there was one in Nezo Nitoba who wrote about swords. I know the man dragging 12 foot of cotton sack. I know Hammurabi's code was broken by lawyers, by bunkum, by it. I know the teachers in the side show the paddles out of my way. I know the houses with the furniture like ghosts. I know the octopus in my dreams, the messages of light I receive from the stars, the pioneer's mirror. In the evening, the supper trucks leave the last bell, the tea is in the jars. I can smell it go by, the hands are knocking off on the levee. I am walking up and down, talking to myself like a boss man, like Bible talk, yeah, I say. I dream, let those that won't believe me, the Virgin is sighted. On the mount I've laid down Durando for the Virgin. I rode with her on the steed. We mossy on over to a lane and go to the ice house. I throw to the line and win a little enough to buy her an Eskimo pie. The lavender garment on the palfrey, a sword fight right there I win. The chamber of weeping courtiers, the Peckerwood boys picking their nose they lost. The virgins are dismounted, the torn dress. Some of my buddies around the round table, everybody has their boots off, drinking wine and telling jokes, a pretty good time. The boys all passed out, the Virgin and I are eating a watermelon. We are rubbing our faces in it like it was a soft towel and we was wet. But I am always sad, I can't forget. The pyres of the innocent all lined up like a fleet, a formation of dead children. The virgins perishing in the ships, the virgins on the prows holding their breasts in their hands, leading the battles, the widow's bed, the horn on the ground. The silver pistols, the flute, the stolen boots, blessed all adrift. Let the handmaidens be blessed, let the dead not go unremembered. The buskins, the cestus, the shrouds, the dead eyes. Ship after ship, the virgins spreading their legs in the moonlight. The banished youth throwing his discus into the sea. The long swim into exile. I know if you have an ear, listen and behold. The Holy One has anointed me in the last hour. 7 angels, 7 lanterns, 7 stars, 7 letters, the unseen bird. Holy, holy, holy. I ate the scroll, the moon was full of the blood of virgins. The white horse, the black stallion, the red steed, the pea-green pony. On my forehead in the days of the 7th trumpet, the 7th angel. The mystery of God shall be finished, the thunder. The fragment of the sword, addresses the river holding the brother's wound. The reunion of the natural ferocity of the drowned bull calf and the 13 pieces of flesh and broken foot of the virgin, all her children were dead. I know the archangels and their death strokes. I know the eluded attacks, the beloved wild pig hunter, the larkspur, Balmung and the white warriors, the wolf on the mountain, the enchanted necklace, the animal gnawing the man's hand, the smoking altars, the lamentations underfoot, the snow, the blind tiger. I pour a libation to the sleeping magician, the floating corpse, the moon, the harpsichord of the shipwrecked maidens. I know the staircase that leads into the forest. I know the ball is still going on. I know the troubadour is making a fool out of himself. I know the smells on the corners of old hotels that make the old porter sick. I know the blood of the two lovers, the poison, the knife. I know I was so thirsty I primed the pump with piss. The dirt daubers bringing mud to the school teacher's house. The man, the girl screwing under the fisty bold cotton. Both of them been sniffing goof dust through a $5 bill. I was on my knees shooting dice. The jump band quit. They kissed Lincoln too. Well, shut my mouth, the woman said, washing me. This child got wings like a hawk. Boys, this is going to be a long song, so you better take off your boots and spit. I walk around in a white suit with whiskey on my shirt, holding my arms behind me just like Jimmy, just like Mose Jackson. I'm just like them. I ain't worth the powder to blow me to hell. I knocked me a pigeon wing. In the middle of the river, the fever broke. I yelled, pig nuts. She had eyes like fish. They shine for $20 shoes. The principal, that old crawdad, asked me my name. I told her I am the Marquis de Lafayette Marie Joseph Paul Ives Rock Gilbert du Motier. I got it down pretty good, don't I? Better known around these parts as Francois Gilbert, the gambler and duelist. Sometimes I am Jean Lafitte, the pirate. I am the Japanese bowman. If I go into all my past lives, it will take all day. But I was the rascal and rogue after I read The Lodging for the Night. I was Francis villain. One night, the moon, that molting chicken, was scattered all over the woods, just like possum brains in the good road. Mostly, I dream. I was hoping some of my friends in the other galaxies would speak to me that night. I hadn't heard from them in a long time. It is like I was a minnow in a pool and the moonlight was soaking me up. I was in a trance. Ray baby poked me in the belly. He said, come read a story. I didn't have to read the one I was thinking about. I knew it by heart. I said, okay, come on down to where the swamp haunt stays. We went down there. I walked around like a captain by himself, telling the stories on the bayou. It was the beach of Felicia. Melvin and Baby Gage got so scared it was spooking me, so Ozzy had to go get the book and finish it. We saw the dead man's light, in my dreams thin as lights years shot from Martuccio's bowstrings. My dreams, he notched arrows, the moon going down, the sun coming up, the inseparable companions of death. My dreams unnoticed except by me and the frogs, me and the wolves, me and the sea, decked out in black on the same veer. I know the enemy archers, I know the ambush, I know farewell, my friend. I know my telescope has a 4-inch mirror and the lens is capable up to the 600 times power of my dream. The meteor shower my great-grandmother saw during the Civil War, she thought the world was coming to an end. I know the Chinese marbles in the grotto. I know the astronomer. He comes to the house and talks to Daddy about physics and floods. I know the constellations, the books of Stevenson and Mark Twain, the L. Cid, the Dickens, the algebra, the atoms, the Southern Cross, the island of sorrowful countenances. The man is Egyptian, he looks queer. They went turkey hunting with us. He brought his books, he left them with me. He aimed to blow the gobbler's head off, he missed. I know Charlie B. said he was a loony tick. He was only an egghead. I know I saw Zorro in the hotel. I know the counterfeit music, the phony talk. I know somebody is going to get the shit knocked out of them if they don't watch out. I know the bagpipes and the approaching footsteps. I know he told me about the stars and infinity in the boat.